What's going to be buddy? I'm Shivraj. AK's for GS. We're playing Dream Escape August 7th, 2026. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and start this escape room for now. Alright. First thing first, on the other side of the stairs, what's the table now? 3, 2, 1. Let's get a backpack. Alright, you see a 3-digit code. Alright, so, nothing in the picture frames, nothing in the boxes, it's the clock. So the only thing I should be using is black, and that's it. Alright, here we go. Green is 995. Let's do 995. So put the number is 995. That's a green clock digit clue. You get a fully screen reporter clue. Alright. Alright, let's see. There's a blue tune inside this cabinet. 3, 2, 1. Nothing. Alright. You'll see another 3-digit code. Okay. Oh wait, the digital clock. What it says 989. Oh, 989. Okay. 989. I haven't checked the digital clock. That was crazy. Well, let's do 989. So put the numbers 989. You get a screw that to take a plug outside switches. So I'm gonna do that in all 4 rooms. Alright, nothing in the second room. Nothing in the third room. Nothing in the fourth last room. Come on. There we go. So the only space clue has a light switch in the first. We get a third which is part of clue. I can get the second one, then I can get the third one. So I'm gonna get that later. But you can get it now if you want. I'm trying to get in numerical order for the clues. Oh, you see the code black, which is the black clock in the first room. And it shows the same as the third feature part clue. The time is 6:31:28. So set the number is 6:31 and 28. You get a wrench that's used to take out the vents in the second room, which shows the same room. Then we get the second feature part clue, and I can now get the third one. Perfect. Let's see, there's a Bluetooth inside the safe. 3, 2, 1. Nothing. Alright, so that means inside the safe is a Bluetooth node. So here it says 25,582 equals what? That's me confused by SpongeBob's funniest number. Alright, you'll see 8 purples. Inside it has to be a hammer. But 8 purples is the 8 colors to walk around in the second room. First 4 is red, purple, blue, pink. Alright, so red, purple, like that, blue, and pink. Alright, last 4 is going to be green, orange, light blue, yellow. Alright, so green, orange, light blue, yellow. You get a hammer that is used to break the lamps and vases. I got 3 clues. I need 1 more, and that is right over here. But we're just gonna hit the lamps, but not all of them. But we might hit all of them, but yeah, no, don't hit all of them. But I'll let you know which ones to hit. Don't hit the vases. Some lamps just hit. So the ones we're hitting overall is the lamp in the first room, and the first step in fourth last room is always hitting overall. Alright. This means that this cabinet is a map home clue, which is a 5 code, of course. So now you can all 3 notes select this category we have all these numbers to see what the answer to map problem is. So the first number is 12,546. There's no 3, so that's crazy. Alright, the second number is 13,511. Alright, the second last number is 25,582. Alright, so 12,546 plus 13,511 plus 25,582. So you can calculate the difference between studies when you find the answer is. You can put in this cabinet. That shows the same as that number. Inside should be the 4th last screen report clue. So use an air to solve this. According to Google, the answer my problem is going to be 51,639. If the 3 is 7, that'd be a crazy number. But anyways, 12,546 plus 13,511 plus 25,582 is 51,639. So that answers my problem. So I'm going to put the numbers 51639. You get a 4th last screen report clue. Alright, now you got 4 clues. Let's read and find the answer to Willis. I just noticed the clues are alternating, so that's pretty cool. Directions. Alright. First one says a life without breath. I'm gonna have to use the AI tool, ChatGPT, just to make sure I've already done this one before and explain. So it's a how many letters? 4. Okay, I'm gonna look for 4-letter words. Oh my god, it's the wrong page. I'm clicking wrong pages. I don't want the thumbnails to show these. Oh my god, alright. I feel embarrassed, but whatever. Alright, anyways, if you want me to skip looking for the riddle, you can feel free to do that. I'm just looking if I've already done this riddle or not. If I've already done it, I can immediately scroll away and then continue. Alright, so far there's no traces of the same riddle. Alright, here we go. I have to look really carefully. Alright, this one, nope. Okay. Come on, alright, okay. Alright. Okay. Nope. Alright, here we go. First one says, alive without breath. Okay, that's what the first one says. Alright, second one says, as cold as death. Okay, that makes sense, it's new. Alright. Third one says, clad in mail never clinking. Okay, that is strange. Clad. I got to look that up later. I know clinking, but I don't know clad. Anyways, fourth last one says, never thirsty, ever drinking. Okay. Alright, so, alive without breath, as cold as death, clad in mail never clinking, never thirsty, ever drinking. So I'll let you guys consider on your own. Also, this rhymes, the never and ever. Anyways, if you're still struggling, you can use the air tool stick for watching. Alright, so according to ChatGPT, this field is fish. Okay, that's interesting. So according to smell, so alive without breath. A fish is alive but doesn't breathe air the way humans do. It breathes through gills, of course. As cold as death, fish are cold-blooded, molecularly ectothermic. Okay, cool. So their body temperature depends on the surroundings. Alright, clad in mail. Fish are covered in scales, like a protective armored chainmail. Okay, what does clad mean? Let me look it up. Clad, covered by an outer layer. Okay, I could see that. Alright, and then here it says never clinking. Their scales don't make a clinking sound. Okay. Never thirsty, ever drinking. Fish live in water and constantly take in water through their bodies. And or amounts, depending on the species. So that's why the answer is fish. It's also based on The Hobbit. That's pretty cool. Anyways, we're going to set the letters F, I, S, and H. Alright, you get the letter S. Alright, we can now solve this picture puzzle. This is 180 clockwise or counterclockwise. What's the second letter K? Alright. You guys see pictures from the last every future days. 3 choices, so you get the letters S and K. So these last 2 letters are going to change, which means that the fourth letter is K, last letter is S. If you make that sound, it will sound like an X, like what I just made right now. But yeah, K and S. Now, it's also like K and S without the I, of course. But anyways, we got for 3 letters from all 4 rooms. Alright, I found none of them, of course. Alright, first letter is O, hidden grass. That's in the 3rd room. Alright, nothing in the 4th last room. Nothing in the 1st room. Okay. Second letter is W, hidden a big box. The 3rd is R, hidden in the planet next to the safe. Those 2 letters are in the 2nd room. Now you got 5 letters are... Oh, I should click the other arrow. We got O, W, what is that? Yeah, it's supposed to word owl. I think it's a diagram, it could be wrong. R, S, and K. So look up O, W, S, or not S, O, W, R, S, K. Scribble to words that basically, it's considered a verb, basically. It's considered like to do or to make or something like that. But yeah, if that still doesn't help you, you click up. Remember, S and K should be the last one. Bishop Page said, a calculation of words works. So according to as well, so letters W, O, R, K, which spells to work, or word work, whatever, and S. So that's why the answer is works. Okay, cool. We're going to set the letters W, O, R, K, and S. You get the key. Alright. When we get the key, bam. We finally escaped the room right away. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, comment down below. And then, yeah, that's all for today. So I'll see you guys next time today for Kitchen Escape. Peace out.